On a computer, you can do all sorts of things: play games, do homework, or talk to friends. All these things are done using computer programs. But what are programs made from? Computer programs are made out of their own special language called code.
Please what, Mr. Mouse?
A computer can't think for itself, and you can't talk to it like a person. It needs computer programs so it knows what to do.
Step 100. Backwards.
Code is made out of words and numbers. Sometimes it is made from words you already know. You can learn how to put these words in order so the computer understands what to do.
Step 10. Forwards.
You can change the numbers and the words to choose what happens in your own program. There are lots more things you can do. It is your code, so you can choose. It's up to you and your imagination.
I need to fix that. Hello, fellow story explorers. My name is Stan Tucker, and this is the Very Airy Library. Each week, myself and a few friends are gonna take our viewers on a brand new adventure. Our mission is simple: to share the power of storytelling. We do that by visiting young authors from all over the globe.
Stanley, to whom are you speaking?
Oh, hey, Cody. I'm talking to a few friends. You should introduce yourself.
Excellent idea. I am the Codex, the codified accumulation of the library's knowledge. If it's worth knowing, then I know it.
And I am Dacne.
Oh, here we go.
The distillation of all acquired knowledge. If it's not worth knowing, then I definitely know it. Craigslist ads, Snapchats, a lot of angry social media posts.
As you can see, we have a pretty crazy crew, and that's not even everyone.
Young author located.
It's time to go. I hope to see you all soon on the Very Airy Library.
Oh boy, we're gonna have so much fun traveling through time.
This is not a time machine.
Oh, but isn't it? Because now we're in the future, and now we're in the future, and now we're in the future.
Do you have an off switch?
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Bedtime Stories with Miss Pat and my co-host Andrea, who is not with me on tonight, but she'll be back here on Thursday night. And guys, what I need you to do before we get started, I need you to send up those likes, give us those hearts, and go ahead and pick up your phones and go ahead and share the broadcast. Let everybody know that we are on the air. Yes, let everybody know that we are here. We are here, right here. It's a beautiful night in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful night to read a book. So why don't you go ahead and come on in? Tell your friends to come in, tell your brothers, your sisters, whoever. Just tell them to come on in and join us tonight as we get started with our Black History Night reading. Hey guys, if you're a first-time listener, go ahead and drop your name in the comment box below, and some lucky person will be able to win a copy of a book tonight from one of my authors. Well, tonight I do not have an author coming on. I'm going to be reading to you a great book on tonight. And the book that I'm going to be reading for you is called Counting on Catherine, and How Catherine Johnson Saved Apollo 13. And I read this book, guys, and it's a really good book. So I want you to go ahead and share, let everybody know that we're reading tonight. And I want you, if you have any comments or questions, to drop them in the comment box below. And hey, guys, I have some great news to share with you. So don't go anywhere. I want you to stay until the end of the show. And I will look at all comments and questions at the end. At the end of the show. So just go ahead and drop your comments in. Again, if you're a first-time listener, go ahead and drop that in as well. Hey guys. I hope you had a great week. I did. Just enjoying and loving what I do most and what I do the best, which is teach. So guys, Bedtime Stories want to make sure that your little ones is getting in a story at night. And so this is my way of making sure that you get your story in. So go ahead, get in your bed, get your covers, pull them up over you, get your favorite animal and cuddle up with it and listen to me as I read tonight. Catherine, I'm counting on Catherine, counting on Catherine. So, well, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. Are you ready? If you're ready, put it in the comment box below, and we're going to go ahead and read to you Counting on Catherine. And let's turn this down just a little bit for you guys so that you will be able to hear me. But I want you to be able to hear that as well. Counting on Catherine. Catherine loved to count. She counted the steps to the road, the steps up to the church, the number of dishes and spoons she washed in the bright white sink. And here's Catherine going down the steps, going to church, and washing the dishes. The only thing she couldn't count were the stars in the sky. Only a fool, she thought, would try that. Even so, the stars sparkled her imagination what was out there. Catherine yearned to know as much as she could about numbers, about the universe, about everything. Catherine's boundless curiosity turned her into a star student. She was so bright. She skipped 3 whole grades. She calculated right past her brother. He wasn't too happy about that. By the time she turned 10, Catherine was ready for high school. But back then, America was legally segregated by race. Her town's high school didn't admit Black students of any age. Catherine burned with fury. She wanted more than anything to keep learning. There was still so much to know. So at 10, Catherine was already in high school. So that means Catherine had to be very smart. And so how do you guys think Catherine became so smart? Put it in the comment box. Count on me, Catherine's father told her. By working night and day, he earned enough money to move the family to a town with a Black high school. Catherine loved high school. She was very good at every subject, but math was still her favorite. She dreamed of becoming a research mathematician, making discoveries about the number patterns that are foundations of our universe. How many of you like math? I don't like math. Nah. In those days, though there were no jobs as research mathematicians for women, professions most available to them were teaching and nursing. So Catherine became an elementary school teacher. She liked her job and she loved her students, but she never stopped dreaming about exploring numbers. So tell me something that Catherine is doing that you should never stop doing. Something she just said that you should never stop doing. In the 1950s, the U.S. government National Advisory Committee on Aeronautics hired thousands of new employees. It even started hiring Black women as mathematicians. Catherine heard about the mathematicians' jobs. Her heart raced with excitement. Perhaps her dream could come true after all. But when she applied for one of the positions, she was told they were already filled. Catherine had to wait a whole year until new spots opened up. Her patience paid off. She got the job. So guys, all you have to do is be patient. Don't rush things. A few years later, the Soviet Union sent a rocket ship into space, launching a space race with the United States. NASA was rolled into a new space agency, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, which is called NASA. Catherine now found herself at the heart of America's space program. She worked as a computer. Electronic computers were not widely used yet. Calculating long series of numbers, all the computers were women. They were given the tasks that men thought were boring and unimportant. That didn't bother Catherine. She knew that without her contribution, a spaceship couldn't reach the destination nor safely return to Earth. Here's why sending a rocket ship into space is like throwing a ball into the air. At first, the force of the throw sends the ball up, up, up. But as its energy runs out, the ball's path curves back toward the ground. Where it lands depends on what angle it was thrown and how high and how fast it flew. Because math is a kind of language, Catherine could ask those questions. How high would the rocket ship go and how fast would it travel? Using numbers, and numbers would provide the all-important answer. Where would it land? To find out, Catherine plotted the numbers. She calculated on a graph. When she joined the points together, they formed a curved line. At one end of that line was Earth. At that time, the rocket ship launched. At the other was where Earth would be when the ship landed. So you have to be really smart to be able to, I have a little glare, guys, but I hope you can see it. You have to be really smart to be able to calculate the way Catherine did, right? Catherine's reputation for accuracy and strong leadership skills. She was known for asking plenty of questions. Got the promotion to Project Mercury, a new program designed to send the first American astronaut into space. And here's Catherine. She's got all those calculating numbers and all those math, those algebra and questions going on there, answers going on there. Mercury's missions were going to be dangerous. So dangerous that even the project star astronaut John Glenn refused to fly unless Catherine okayed the numbers. You can count on me, she said. Glenn's spacecraft, Friendship 7, orbited Earth 3 times and returned home safely. Glenn became a national hero. Well, guys, we're going to stop there because I want to go into a commercial break. And when I come back, I will continue reading the rest of the story. Enjoy.
History fills our hearts and heads with dreams.
I have a dream.
History says all things are possible, no matter how hard life may seem. History, yes, it tells a story of the struggles, the pain and glory, the sunshine and all the rain, the stress, the strain, and how we overcame because of the meek, the strong, the proud, the tall, the big, the small. We celebrate them all. The meek, the strong, the proud, the tall, the big, the small. We celebrate them all. History for you and me. History leaves legacy. History builds understanding. Without history, what you see wouldn't be. Now knowing your history is like a tree with no roots. It's just like a big, thick vine that produces no fruit. History gives us information. History shares the dedication that helped to change this nation. History is the inspiration from the meek, the strong, the proud, the tall, the big, the small. We celebrate them all. The meek, the strong, the proud, the tall, the big, the small. We celebrate them all.
We're back to continue our reading, Counting on Catherine. For those of you who are just tuning in, yes, we're reading a book called Counting on Catherine, How Katherine Johnson Saved Apollo 13. I hope that you guys are enjoying the book. If you have any questions, put them in the comment box below. And don't forget to go ahead and share. And if you're a first-time listener, drop your name in the comment box. I want to be able to give a book, not this book, because I got this one from the school and I have to return it. So I want to be able to give a book to a lucky listener on tonight. So let's go ahead and finish reading. And let me get my music back on for you guys. And here we go. Catherine was promoted again. Now she was asked to calculate the flight paths for Project Apollo, the first flights to the moon. Count on me, she said. And let's turn that down just a little bit more. On July the 20th, 1969, the Apollo 11 astronauts walked on the moon. Their feat was celebrated around the world. Their feat was celebrated around the world. More triumphs followed Apollo 12, rocketed to the moon in November 1969. Apollo 13 launched on April 11, 1970. But on the third day of the Apollo's 13th flight, the worst thing happened, an explosion in space. Could the crippled spaceship make it to the moon? And if it didn't, wouldn't it be able to get back home to Earth? The three astronauts on board were in grave peril. Commander Jim Lovell told Missions Control, Houston, we've had a problem. So here it is. You see that the ship exploded in space. And if you think you know what's going to happen next, put it in the comment box. Back on Earth, Katherine Johnson got a phone call. Her flight path calculations would have to be done all over again, and perfectly. It would be the toughest challenge for her life. Katherine told Missions Control, you can count on me. She rolled up her sleeves, took a deep breath, and began doing the math. She worked hard and fast. A few hours later, Katherine's calculations were finished. The flight path to return home would take the ship around the far side of the moon. From there, the moon's gravity would act like a slingshot to zing the ship back to Earth. To get home, the crew of Apollo 13 would have to follow Katherine's current course exactly by burning off fuel at precise intervals. If the astronauts made a mistake, their ship would draft through space forever. Katherine waited anxiously to hear the astronauts' report. Finally, it crackled over the loudspeakers. We've got it! Apollo 13 was back on track. And here's Katherine waiting for the news to see what happened with her calculations for the spaceship. Katherine Johnson had done it. She brought Apollo 13 home. She was no longer the kid who dreamed of what lay beyond the stars. She was now a star herself. I'm going to read you a little bit about Katherine. Katherine Johnson was born on August the 26th, 1918 in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia. Her mother was a teacher. Katherine assumed she'll grow up to be a teacher too. From the youngest days, it was clear to everyone that Katherine was extremely bright. When she officially started school, she went straight into second grade. Later, she skipped grade 5. Katherine graduated from high school at 14 and West Virginia State College at 18. Her first job was teaching math in Marion, Virginia. She loved helping her students learn and encouraging them to learn from one another. I had my students find a buddy and help each other. In 1953, Katherine got a job as a computer, the Langley Astronautical Laboratory for the National Advisory Committee for the Aeronautics, which is called NASA. To counter the ingrained sexism, there she had to develop more than math skills. She needed to be as assertive as women in those days, assertive and aggressive. Still, Katherine was kept out of the research team's all-male briefings. Eventually, they got tired of answering all my questions and just let me in. Spurred by the competition with the Soviet Union, the United States ramped over its own space program in 1958, and Katherine became an aerospace technologist when her team joined NASA. By the late 1960s, NASA estimated more than 400,000 people were working on sending a man to the moon. Katherine says the whole idea of going into space was new and daring. There were no textbooks. We had to write them. We wrote the first textbook by hand. Katherine did her calculations on mechanical tabulating machines. By 1961, electronic computers were coming into wider use, but many people, including John Glenn, didn't trust the computer-generated numbers. Call Katherine, he said. She remembers him saying, if she says the number is right, I'll take it. Her role, however, always involved more than mere number crunching. It relied heavily on hunches. By letting her imagination run free, Katherine developed a key backup navigation system that used the stars as guideposts. Katherine's contributions were crucial to America's space program. She calculated the trajectory of Alan Shepard's first flight into space and devised the transition for a space capsule and lunar landing modules. She co-authored 26 scientific papers, including a groundbreaking report on the theoretical underpinning of space flight. Later on in her career, she worked on the space shuttle and on satellite projects that searched the globe for underground minerals and other natural resources from space. In 2015, Katherine received the President's Medal of Freedom. Despite her many achievements, Katherine never liked to take any credit. Her reason? Because we always work as a team. She says it was never just one person, the end. And that was the bio of Katherine Johnson. And this book was written by Helene Becker, and it was called Counting on Katherine. I hope you guys enjoyed this book. I chose this book for my first Black History Month reading, which started with me for today. So I'm going to go over here to my comments and see if we have any comments. If you have any comments, please drop them. Hi, Taylor. How are you? Just drop them in the comment box and I will answer them for you. Hey, guys, I want to share some important news with you. I am now, as you already know, officially an author. And my books are now on Amazon. So you can now go to Amazon and purchase your book, or you can contact me on Facebook, and I can get them and I can autograph them and send them to you. So if you would like an autographed copy of 1 or 2 or 3 of my books, I want you to inbox me. The first book is called The Alphabet Coloring Book. And in this book, the kids are able to trace their letters at the bottom, and they can color. In the next book, it is called Would You Rather Be From A to Z? It's a book about different jobs that you might want to take on. I'm going to just read one of the books, one of these for you. And let me see if I can just pick out one to read for you tonight. And let's go to the A. Would you rather be an alligator wallowing in the mud? Or would you rather be an astronaut flying out of space? And we just read about astronauts. Would you rather be a big grizzly bear? Or would you rather be a baker making delicious cakes? And I'm not going to read any more. This is just part of one of my books that I wrote. And the last one is called Yasmin's Big Dream. It is about my daughter who wants to one day go to the Olympics. She runs track for South Cobb High School. And this is her here. And then on the back, we have her and a couple of pictures of her running track. So you can find these on Amazon. If you like more information, you can find me on Facebook under Patricia Edie, or go to Bedtime Stories with Miss Pat, and you will be able to purchase a copy of these books. Well, guys, my time up is here, and I want to say thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you back here on Thursday night for another great episode of Bedtime Stories with Miss Pat. I love you guys. I hope you have a blessed night, and I'll see you back here on Thursday. Be blessed.